So I've always had a thought in my mind. I was like, maybe I like if I ever like travel cross country or something, I'd like live out of a van or like a car or something, while I'm traveling across the country. And after seeing this one, I'm like, there are certainly pros and cons to it. There's probably a bit more cons than there are pros, but my I was like 50-50 on it. Now I'm like 60-40 like against it, but I'm still kind of like I kind of want to do it. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strung from QuickTime Reactions, and like I said in my Last of Us episode review, I'm back from like a little mini vacation, going to see my sister's graduation. And I actually didn't think I'd be reviewing this movie because I thought it would be playing a lot farther away than where I live. But it actually played relatively close to where I am. So thankfully, I'm able to review this movie. And the movie in question is The Surfer. This one stars the absolutely legendary Nicolas Cage, as he is a guy who is trying to buy his childhood home in Australia, and he wants to take his son surfing out on his favorite beach. But the locals are a bit contesty of him because, well, he's not local, and locals can't surf on the beach. So really, it's the what leads to him going crazy is a combination of the environment and the locals and just plain old bad luck. Will he be able to surf on that beach in time? Time will tell. I remember seeing trailers for this, and I was like, "This looks pretty interesting." And it also has Nicolas Cage in it. I absolutely love Nicolas Cage and almost everything that I've seen him in. Like I grew up with him in like the National Treasure movies, and have just started recently catching up with his other work. I would say more recent work. Like the most recent thing that I've seen him in is Longlegs, but I know that he has been in things like Pig, Willy's Wonderland, and a couple of other movies. Oh, and Renfield. He was in Renfield as Dracula. I was like, there's another one that I've seen on the top of my head. But here, he's absolutely um, insane and manic as well. He finds that perfect balance of, starting sane and then working his way down to, almost snapping, but at the same time, you still understand his reasoning for why he's acting this way. Because all he really wants to do is close this deal out on his childhood home and take his son surfing. That's all he wants to do. And it seems like every single little thing is just going wrong. Locals won't let him surf on the beach. His phone runs out of battery, and he's not able to call like his business partners to get more money for the house, but B, he can't even buy food because his cards and stuff are on his phone. So slowly but surely he starts to deteriorate, and he starts looking like a homeless guy who is also parked in the parking lot. And the story behind the homeless man is that he had a son, and his son was a champion surfer. I believe the contest that was on that beach was called the Shark Tooth, and he won it, I believe, twice. And something happened to him, and he passed away. And then now the hobo is kind of like seeking revenge against these bro types who have taken over this beach. And I just love that Nicolas Cage is slowly but surely kind of transforming into that hobo. Like, he steps on a broken piece of glass. He has a bird, or not he himself, but a bird like uh, takes a crap on his shirt and it's stained. He's had like coffee and like all sorts of stuff on his shirt. He's, drank water out of a sink that you're supposed to not drink out of. He's even drank water up from the ground. And I love towards like the tail end of the movie, he um, sees a photographer who he had met earlier on to kind of recharge his battery in his car. He sees her and is like, I know who you are. And she's like, yeah, I think I remember you. And she flips through her camera and finds the picture that she took of him. And he's like, I have a name, I have a car, I have a job, I have a son. Like, he just made that realization that he does have connections to, like, I call it the old world, his old world, I should say. Um, but he gets broken down to a point where he just loses it and he goes onto that beach and then about kills one of the guys who's in this like bro gang slash cult. And the leader, I believe his name was Scotty, he basically says, that's enough, like get him out of the water, let him breathe. And they basically try to indoctrinate him into the cult, which I found very interesting because the whole philosophy of this cult is like you have to know true suffering, which is which in their case is having absolutely nothing to your name or your material image or anything like that. You have to start from rock bottom in order to get to the top. And on one of the like why am I blanking on the word here? On one of the social media posts, I don't know why I blanked on that. One of the social media posts that Scotty had said is like, men have gotten, too soft recently. It's time for, us to be strong. And that's basically, the way of his cult is basically dominance over everybody and anybody. But that homeless man finds the gun that he had actually stashed away in the bathroom, and that Nicolas Cage's character had found. He grabs that gun and he storms onto that beach and is going to kill everybody. But he doesn't. He ends up letting Cage and his son go and surf, and he kills the leader of the gang and then kills himself. And it was kind of also foreshadowed in a couple of the shots. This was directed really, really cool. I have to give praise to the director, whose name eludes me right now, but it was really, really well directed. And I also love the fact that there were the heat, what I call heat lines, where the image kind of warbles, like you seeing the heat outside. It was a really, really well done effect. Really, really good score as well. I thought the score fit really, really well with like the context and the imagery that was shown. It was really, really good. Overall, this was a really, really solid movie. If you guys have the time to go see it, if it's playing near you, I highly recommend you guys go check out The Surfer. And I really do recommend it. It is a really, really good movie. But yeah, that was pretty much it. A little weak movie review. I know those are rare for me, but I wanted to see this as soon as possible when I got back. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I will see you guys some point in the near future, but until then, guys, be safe. make sure to ride the waves at the right time to catch you a really good wave. And I will see you next time.